Welcome back to the next episode of The Melting Pot. This is episode 3, and today we're recording this in London, and I'm really pleased to be joined by my colleague Dave from our sales team. You want to say hi, Dave?
Hey.
Great to have you today. So today we're talking about something pretty flipping exciting, something that we've actually been building up to for the last probably, 2 years now it's been in the works?
Three by now.
3 years
I
now.
think, yeah. And that we just add the contact center now is exciting. We are a contact center company after all. That was quite interesting from sales perspective. So we've been a contact center company without a contact center for 6 months now. So you can tell I'm excited to have a contact center now. Yeah,
definitely. And so I think we're talking actually about the fact that it is just part of Nimbus. That's quite a step change for us, right? So our old products, or the on-premises stuff, was actually typically two separate products. So when we launched Nimbus, it was fitting into that team manager kind of call routing situation, and now we're really stepping into that contact center piece with what you could call, fitting into the Lux functionality. And obviously in the on-prem space, there wasn't really much integration going on there. But with Nimbus, you say that we're now fully into a single product and a single platform, etc. What's the key benefit to a customer for that, though?
I think that you can start out small and then just increase the functionality if you need it, right? It's all about solving problems. And in the old world on Scan for Business, we started with the contact center. So we built this contact center right from the start. Yeah. And then actually we took out some functionality to have it scale better, to just facilitate other functionality. Yeah. And now with the Nimbus product, it's actually the other way around. And I like the bottom-up approach in a way, because it's just like, let's see which is the simple solution that can solve your problems.
Yeah.
And I think we installed 250 customers by now, actually yesterday. Pretty excited about that as well.
Yep.
And obviously the functionality we had was enough to do that, right? And so now we are able to go a step ahead and see what other problems we can solve that we couldn't before.
Yeah, I think one of my favorite things actually about that, coming from, dealing with customers on a day-to-day basis, is in many cases there's a mixture of requirements within, a single customer deployment. So, it's not necessarily a one-size-fits-all that everybody should be an agent in the contact center. Actually, maybe you want to overflow to a back office team where you don't need all that skill-based routing and the high functionality stuff, and you can just come in with the advanced or enterprise routing in those cases. But we're going to unify that with a single application, a single management interface, make it really easy for people to flex in and out of those things, which I think is really exciting from the delivery point of view. So I think, as you can tell, we're both quite excited about this. As obviously, we've both been in the contact center industry for a few years now. But I think this is just the start, right? I mean, what are we actually launching with Nimbus in the first release for contact center?
I mean, it's going to be pretty basic still, right? It's skill-based routing. Pretty much it's introduction of skill-based routing, and a couple of functionalities like off-the-call work or wrap-up time, or however you want to call it, right? So as we have lots of functionality already on the Nimbus platform, it's just adding some new tools to the belt.
Yeah, absolutely. I think it's really good to be able to take all of our 10 years now of experience of building those flagship grade contact centers with, as you say, a lot of features and functionality that have developed over time, and be able to rethink how to solve those problems with a modern tool set, modern platform and product, and actually continue to solve the same problems, but maybe we go about it in a slightly different manner, a slightly different feature set to achieve those, and as you say, a simplification of the configuration and all that sort of stuff, which makes
and you only have to do one installation, right?
Yes.
You do one installation. It's a real cloud platform.
Yeah,
right?
It is interesting actually, because it has allowed us to rethink how we serve customers that are joining our journey, if you like, with Nimbus, and really being able to rethink that service model and the way that we deliver that, which is really good. But yeah, features have traditionally been the big tick box exercise.
I think in the end, it's about solving problems. That might be a stereotype, but it's still true.
Yeah.
And sometimes when companies send out a spreadsheet where they just ask for the same features, they are like every year, every 10 years, they bring or every 5 years, a new life cycle. We need the same features to do all the checkboxes. And I think it's better to rethink what do you really need? What's your problem that we need to solve?
Yeah.
And Obviously, where we stood the last 6 months, also, to be completely honest, we had to do it that way. But talking to customers and actually talking about their problems and about the challenges they have when they're moving to teams, it just made complete sense. And suddenly we were able to solve a lot of the problems with the Nimbus product already, right?
Yeah.
So we onboarded 250 customers since the 18th of January, I think. So it must have worked that we solved some problems with that, right? And if you just throw a spreadsheet at us, yeah, obviously we can fill in a spreadsheet, but I think if you do such a massive change, then you move to teams anyway. You probably change a lot in your organization when you move to teams. I think it makes sense that you do the same thing in your customer service and you really rethink what's needed and what's not.
Yeah, I always think it's interesting trying to come from, in many cases, those more traditional platforms, typically, with an old school way of approaching things, maybe even scripts and things for building out IVRs, and really coming to the point of, or rather moving away from, we need to replace that because it's end of life and we just want the same thing, over to, hey, actually, yeah, I mean, we can think about doing things differently. And just because we did it that way in our old system doesn't necessarily mean it's the most optimal way or the best way to approach that in, whatever the modern tool set is. And it really allows you to rethink that, which I think is really cool. It's always an interesting point, right? Being excited about a contact center solution, but I think, I think clearly we are, right? And that's going to come across pretty clearly that we're quite excited, but we're, I guess, contact center nerds. But actually to see that excitement in our customers and target segments and things like that is really reassuring and really shores us up as well. When people see it and the feedback you get is like, oh, wow, that's really cool.
But it is an interesting one, right? Because, I think there has been the time with the contact centers like chicken farms, right?
Yeah.
People answering simple questions for millions of people, and lots of calls and everything like that. I think the use of a contact center changes, and customer service is one of the big differentiators between the companies. And I think if you want to have a good contact center, you need to make those contact center agents or the employees there also be part of the company and feel them like a part of the company. And I think that's one other thing. Like if you roll out Teams to absolutely everybody in the company other than the contact center, I don't believe they feel valued like everyone else. And by now, look, I find all the simple information on the website anyway. Look, how often do you call a contact center? Only if I have a problem I really can't solve.
Completely.
And then it's important that actually somebody picks the phone up who knows his stuff, right?
And then that impression counts as well, right?
Absolutely.
And if that agent's experiencing poor technology or frustrating tool sets, or, as you said, not feeling like they're truly a part of the organization they're representing, then that will shine through to the experience that the customers get.
So I think we are striving to build a contact center that actually is fun to use as well.